to The Whole and Complete Woman, the podcast for women who refuse to settle for surface level wellness, who understand that the body is both sacred and deeply intelligent, and who want to walk in the fullness of God's design for their health, purpose, and legacy. I'm your host, Dr. Alicia Newsome, functional medicine clinician, international speaker, and executive leadership coach. And today we're diving into a topic that becomes critical every single year: how to build a strong, resilient immune system that actually protects you, not just during cold and flu season, but all year long. Because here's the truth: your immune system is not just a defense mechanism, it is an ecosystem. It is a living, breathing, dynamic network that responds to your habits, your stress, and your nutrition, along with your gut, even your sleep. And when you know how to support it, everything in your life gets so much easier. Energy goes up, moods balance out, focus increases, hormones, all of it. So let me ask you something. Why is it that two people can get exposed to the same exact virus? One ends up sick for a week and the other barely feels anything. It's not luck. It's not genetics. It's not age. It's the strength and intelligence of their immune system. And in today's episode, we're going to break down the exact daily habits, nutrients, supplements, and gut health strategies that help your immune system be the one that wins the fight before the fight even begins. If you want to stay healthy, energized, and resilient, especially as a high achieving woman juggling work, family, and purpose, this episode is your blueprint. So let's go ahead and jump in. Today, we're going to talk about Immune Health 101, what your immune system actually does, the 8 daily habits that strengthen or weaken your immunity, nutrients with Immune Superpowers, the gut immune connection, top supplements for immune strength, and we're going to talk about what needs to be in your cold and flu relief toolkit. So let's start off with Immune Health 101, the basics. With cold and flu season just right around the corner, immune health is top of mind for many women right now. And if 2020 taught us anything, it's the importance of keeping your immune system super healthy. So what is the immune system? Your immune system is a complex network of cells, tissues, and organs that help your body fight off infections. It acts like a castle, defending your body from harmful invaders, viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites, all of it. Okay. So basically, when your body experiences these invaders, this attack, when your immune system's functioning properly, it should be able to kill these things off, whether that's virus, bacteria, parasites, all of those different things. And when your immune system notices this danger, it automatically launches into attack. It does this by releasing white blood cells and antibodies to basically protect you from these external intruders. Your body's like, these are not supposed to be here. Here's the key. Prevention is the best medicine. So while it's impossible to avoid germs altogether, you're always going to be exposed to them, you have more power over your immune system than you think. Many simple daily habits can give your immune system the edge that it needs. And that's exactly what we're going to cover today. I also want to let you know that I do have a guide that breaks down all of this information for you as well. You can get that in the description below. So for those of my ladies that love taking notes and love printing things out, I've created that just for you. So let's talk about the 8 habits for your immune system. And these are the habits that keep your immune system in that tip-top shape. And these are things that you'll want to do year round, but they're especially important during cold and flu season. So number 1, eat a healthy diet. What you put on your plate, it matters, especially this time of year. When you think about it, cold and flu season happens right around October, November, December. But guess what else is happening during that time? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of these things where we are really flooding our bodies as a culture with lots of things that our bodies were not designed to eat. I'm not saying to stay away from those things. I'm not saying to not indulge. I'm not saying not to enjoy those things. But what's on your plate really matters. Eating a diverse range of colorful fruits and veggies floods your body with the vitamins and nutrients to keep your immune system really strong. And on the flip side, sugary foods, processed foods, fried foods, and refined grains can compromise your immune system. So choose wisely and opt for wholesome, nutrient dense foods like fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, legumes, fish, poultry, and healthy fats from things like avocado or olive oil. If you have not had a chance yet, I recently did an episode all on olive oils, seed oils, coconut oils, and the best ones to cook with, the best ones to bake with, and the best ones to just drizzle. So if you had not listened to that yet, you can go ahead and check that out as well. My rule of thumb when it comes to eating a healthy diet is really, is this the way God designed me to eat this, right? The closer it is to the way that God provided it to us, whether it came from a tree or the ground or even an animal, is this what nature has provided for me? Is this what God's intent was for me to eat? Because a lot of things that are packaged and they've been fried and they've been dipped and they've had all types of things to them, they are very, very far from the original design for what our bodies really need. And we've got to. I mean, I love to eat. I am a foodie. Okay. I love to eat. I love to try new foods. I love to go to different restaurants and just taste all the different things and all the flavors and the seasonings. I love it. Right. And I also have to be mindful that that is more of just what I do occasionally. But the majority of the time that I am eating a healthy diet, and even when I go out to eat and try new things, there's healthy things that I can try as well too. So there is a way to be able to enjoy food. And of course, even culturally with food, it is just a great way to connect with people. You know, right around the holidays, everybody's coming over, we're eating, we're cooking, we're doing all these things. My mother-in-law, I was cooking because I cook and I love to cook. Okay. So anyone who's always ever been around me for parties, holidays, I go all out with my cooking. Okay. And I've had to hold back a little bit this year, but I was just in the kitchen cooking and my mother-in-law, she came up to me and she's like, well, if you had a restaurant, like how would you do it? Would you have tapas or would you have appetizers? What entrees would you have? Like what would be your thing? You know, and it was just a fun conversation. But I mean, I love food. At one point in time, I did go to a culinary school and it was an adult professional one. So it was only 12 weeks, but it was fun. I absolutely love food. And our bodies were created to really have things as close to nature as possible. So just be mindful of that, especially during the season when people are getting sick and there's germs all over the place. So remember, it's not the germs that get us sick. It is our immune system's ability or inability to fight those things off. So a healthy diet is very important. The second thing is get plenty of sleep. So I know that you got to sleep, okay? And some of you listening, you may have awful trouble sleeping. Some of you may sleep all the time. You're knocked out at night, but then you're tired all day long, right? You may need to talk to me. Figure out what's going on with your body. There may be some things going on with your hormones that's causing that. Some of you guys, nighttime rolls around, you're wired, but you're still tired, right? You're up, you're scrolling social media, you're working, you can't really sleep, right? You have to create those bedtime routines for yourself. My son is 2 years old and he knows that every night we're going to be like, okay, time to go to bed. And he's like, he stops playing with his toys. He starts walking upstairs. He knows that he's going to get a bath. He knows that he's going to get lotion down, pajamas on, a book read to him, and it's time to go to sleep, right? He has a bedtime routine to then let his body know it's time to go to sleep, okay? So there are some things that you can implement in your life that can really, really help with that. I actually have a video all about that I definitely recommend that you check out and watch that one as well. And while I'm here, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe and please like this video, okay? If you are listening to this on either Apple or Spotify, please go ahead and subscribe as well. It really helps the channel out. So back to sleep. During sleep, your body produces cytokines. These are proteins that really help mount an immune system. So when you skip sleep or you don't get enough of it, it weakens this response. Research shows people who don't get enough sleep are twice as likely to catch a cold compared to those who get at least 7 hours of shut-eye, okay? To keep your immune system strong, really aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. And the reason why I brought up my son earlier is because we know, okay, kids need sleep, right? Like I know I've got to train his body to go to bed on time. It's not just because mama wants some time to herself, right? I know that it's healthy for him. And now we're adults and we don't necessarily have our parents who are saying time to go to bed or turning off our phones or doing all of those types of things. We really have to create those routines for ourselves because sleep is so important and very important when it comes to our immune system. The next thing is that you want to exercise regularly. Exercise is one of the best immune boosters. It increases circulation, which allows immune cells to basically be able to do their job more efficiently. But it's best when you don't overdo it, okay? Overexertion can actually weaken the immune system. So remember, stress. And for those of you that have been following me for quite some time, stress can come in the form of toxins, biotoxins, or external toxins. So remember, biotoxins are living things like mold, fungus, parasites, viruses, bacteria, and then there's external toxins in our environment. So that could be pesticides, it could be side effects from medications, it could be radiation, it could be lots of different things, phthalates, all of those things are external toxins. And then you've got stressors on your body, like too much exercise, right? Or not enough exercise, or not enough food, or too much of the wrong types of foods. All of those things are stressors on the body. And then, of course, you've got where life is going to life. All right. So your immune system becomes weakened when it has too much stress. So overexertion with exercise can weaken the immune system. So what you want to do is you want to aim for 20 to 30 minutes of moderate exercise that you actually enjoy most days. Okay. So whatever that is, whether it's walking, biking, swimming, dancing, lifting weights, or doing some yoga or Pilates, do something that you really enjoy. Number 4, and this may seem basic for some people, but don't smoke. Smokers are more likely to catch colds and flu than non-smokers, and this is because nicotine weakens the immune system. Number 5 is limit or avoid alcohol. Alcohol also weakens the immune system. That makes you more vulnerable to illness. So drinking makes breaking down that alcohol its top priority, and this takes energy away from other body functions like fighting infections. Now, for those of you that like the drink, or you might even just like the taste of alcohol or have something that winds down, I've got a great episode on mocktails. So you can go ahead and watch that after this episode as well. I guess this episode, I have a lot of other ones to reference, but I'm just wanting to keep really good content out there for you. So you can go ahead and binge and just watch those videos as well too. And that one comes with a guide as well too, a mocktail recipe guide with that one. All right, so let's keep moving. Number 6, drink plenty of water. So here's the thing is you want to stay hydrated because this helps your kidneys flush toxins from your body. So less toxins means less stress on your body, which means less work for your immune system. That way, it can focus its energy on fighting those pathogens. So whether that's bacteria or virus, whatever it is that's trying to come in this cold and flu season, it's able to focus on that. So steer clear of sugary beverages like soda and energy drinks and aim for about 64 ounces of pure water each day. Number 7 may sound basic, but very important. Wash your hands frequently. Cold germs can live on your hands for up to an hour, and flu germs can survive on hard surfaces for up to 48 hours. So again, it's not necessarily about the germs. It is about your immune system's ability to fight those germs. So I'm not a big believer in just going crazy with hand sanitizers and all of those different types of things because germs do help build our immune system as well, but we don't want to just unnecessarily overexpose ourselves as well. So washing your hands helps them and it helps you. You become less likely to come down with bugs in the first place, all right? And then number 8 is keep that stress in check. All right. So life is going to life. It always is. But chronic stress weakens your immune system. It suppresses your white blood cells like T cells and natural killer cells that help fight off infections. So keep your immune system healthy. Find ways to manage your stress. Again, I have an entire episode that's on that. So we'll link all of these in the description section for you as well. So slow down, meditate, practice deep breathing. get out in nature, take a break from the news, connect with others, or try some yoga or something that's gentle and relaxing. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into top nutrients for immune health. So there's certain nutrients that really have superpowers for immune function. So I'm going to go over a few of those now. So vitamin C, this antioxidant is best known for its immune boosting benefits. It stimulates white blood cells, helping them protect your body from foreign invaders. It also neutralizes free radicals, which can damage your immune cells. And you can get your fill of these nutrients by eating vitamin C rich foods like strawberries, citrus fruits, bell peppers, kiwi fruit, broccoli, tomatoes. All of those are packed with vitamin C. And then there's vitamin D, this fat soluble vitamin. And there's 4 fat soluble vitamins, vitamins A, D, E, and K. And that basically means, for instance, like your B vitamins, they're water soluble. So it's very important to know that like B vitamins, you can't necessarily overdose on those. If your body has too much of them, then you'll just pee it out, right? With fat soluble, these can get stored in your fat cells. So you want to be mindful of vitamins A, D, E, and K to not overdose on them because that is a thing. All right. So vitamin D is very important. I also always recommend to get your levels checked before supplementing with these. So just as a disclaimer in general for this podcast and all my podcasts, I'm a doctor, but I'm not your doctor. So always make sure to check in with your personal healthcare physician whenever you are adding or removing different things from your health routines. So with vitamin D, this is a fat soluble vitamin. It enhances the function of your immune system. That's why people who are low on vitamin D face an increased risk of infections. Vitamin D is also nicknamed the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D is made when you get direct sunlight on your skin. And right now, during cold and flu season, a lot of times, or some people may live in a place where they don't get a lot of sun year round, but especially during the winter time, there's less direct sunlight on your skin. So vitamin D levels can go down, and for some, it can be beneficial to supplement with this. It can also be found in certain foods, and that is salmon, sardines, trout, egg yolks, and mushrooms. All right, another important nutrient is zinc. Your immune cells need zinc to work properly. It helps your body make the helper T cells, which activate other immune cells. So studies show zinc deficiency can increase the risk of pneumonia. Here are a few foods that are high in zinc. So oyster, beef, chicken, pork, lentils, pumpkin seeds, and oatmeal. Those are all great sources of zinc. And then there's selenium. This trace mineral acts as an antioxidant in the body. It protects your body from oxidative stress and lowers inflammation, which enhances your immune function. Research shows selenium deficiencies weaken immune response. So some foods that are rich in selenium are Brazil nuts, yellowfin tuna, oysters, pork, beef liver, chicken, turkey, and eggs. All right, so let's move on and let's touch on gut health and immunity and why it's so important. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. Because of this, your gut health has a huge impact on your immune system. Your gut is home to over 100 trillion bacteria known as your gut microbiome. Some of these gut bacteria are good, while others are bad. Your gut bacteria communicates with your immune cells, and this can really influence how your body responds to infections. That's why having a balanced gut is really key to a healthy immune system. So there's a couple ways that you can love your gut: probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are foods or supplements that contain live beneficial bacteria. So you want that good bacteria. And consuming probiotics can help replenish friendly microbes to help keep your microbiome balanced. So here's an important thing. I'll do GI mapping, stool testing on a lot of my clients. And one thing that we look at is the comparison of good bacteria to bad bacteria. But then what we want is for you to have a lot of good bacteria, but we don't want it all to be the same. Okay. We want it to be very diverse as well, too. So it's very important, even when taking probiotics, that you're rotating them regularly every 2 to 3 months. You change up the brand. You can change up the strands as well. That's very important. And also the ways that you get it through probiotic rich foods, because this helps restore that friendly flora within your gut as well. So yogurt, kefir, kombucha, miso, sauerkraut, kimchi, tempeh, natto, all of those are great probiotic rich foods, which help repopulate your good bacteria. So inside my guide, I do link to one of my favorite probiotics. So you'll be able to, once you download that guide, you can just click on over to that link there. And then let's talk about prebiotics. So if you want friendly flora to really thrive, you need to be able to feed them well. Okay. So your probiotics, so remember, these are live beneficial bacteria. They're living, so they need to eat, right? And that's where prebiotics come in. And prebiotics are a special type of fiber, and they act as food for your gut bacteria. So here are some foods that are high in prebiotic fiber. So chicory root, Jerusalem artichoke, dandelion greens, burdock root, green bananas, asparagus, leeks, garlic, onions, apples, oats, flaxseed, and barley. Remember, I have all of this in the guide for you, okay? But all of those are great prebiotic foods that help feed your probiotics, the living bacteria that you need within your gut. And remember, 70% of your immune system lives inside your gut. So if you're having issues where you are bloated all the time, where you are not pooping regularly, and I mean pooping 1 to 3 good poops a day, really preferably 2 to 3 good poops where it's not constipation, it's not diarrhea, it's not little pebbles, just good poops. If you are having diarrhea, all of those types of things are not normal. They may be common and you may have been living with it for years, but those are telltale signs that there are issues going on with your gut. And your gut is so important because it is home to 100 trillion bacteria. That is very important for your immune system. And now let's jump over to top supplements for immune health. So as you guys know, I am absolutely a supplement snob and very, very particular about the supplements that I consume and the supplements that I give my children and everyone in my family. I only get the best of the best, and I'm very particular about where ingredients come from, where it's sourced, whether it's been tested, all of those different types of things. And there's a lot of things out on the market. Some things are really great and amazing, and then there's a lot of garbage out there as well. So we're going to talk about the top supplements that you need for boosting your immune system. So one herb is called andrographis, and this herb has anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, and it comes all the way from South Asia. So research shows it may reduce the severity and duration of cold symptoms. And then there is echinacea, also known as purple coneflower. So this herb is a popular remedy for cold and flu. One study found echinacea reduced the risk of developing an upper respiratory infection by 22%. There's elderberry extract. Elderberry comes from the sambucus tree. It has antiviral effects, and it's been shown to reduce the severity and length of cold and flu symptoms. Elderberry comes in many forms: lozenges, liquids, capsules, and gummies. So those are amazing. And then the last herb is astragalus. So this herb is best known for its immune enhancing effects. Research suggests it may increase your body's production of white blood cells, which help your body fight off infections. So inside my guide, I have a link to a supplement that I've actually created. And my supplement is called Immune Rescue. It includes all of the nutrients as well as the herbs that I just listed. So Immune Rescue is a powerful blend of vitamins, minerals, and botanicals designed to strengthen immune defenses and support a balanced immune response. So I added a few other things in it just to help with the synergistic combination. There is L-lysine, vitamin A, vitamin C, B12, pantothenic acid, and zinc. Immune Rescue provides essential nutrients known to enhance immune resilience and optimize immune cell activity. This formula is also enriched with botanical extracts traditionally recognized for their immune modulating properties. So, this includes the black elderberry, astragalus, echinacea, and andrographis. These botanicals work to increase immune cell function, soothe occasional throat and nasal irritation, and maintain a healthy inflammatory response. So it has the antioxidant support needed to neutralize free radicals. And this formulation is ideal for anyone looking to fortify their immune defenses, especially during times where there is that increased immune challenges. So I am a bit biased with this supplement. However, it is my go-to and exactly what I take when I start feeling anything where I might be feeling a little under the weather, and it's exactly what I give my family as well. In the description section of this episode, I'll go ahead and drop a coupon for you to be able to jump right over to my store and be able to purchase that. And lastly, let's talk about your cold and flu toolkit. So sometimes, no matter how hard you try to avoid it, you're hit by a nasty cold or even the flu. Whether you throat, runny nose, hacking cough, fever, or all of the above, being sick is absolutely no fun. So all the tips we've covered so far can help get your body back on track, but there are some other hacks to offer some soothing relief. So rinsing your sinuses can be very helpful. A runny nose can absolutely drive you nuts. So try using a neti pot or nasal rinse. They rinse your sinuses out and then they clear out the mucus so that you can actually breathe more freely. If you're new to nasal irrigation, I have a video in my guide that will walk you through it. You can also try a steam shower. So steam showers help reduce inflammation in the nose and throat and help clear congestion as well. So this may help you cough up any loose mucus that's there. Also, using a humidifier can also help moisturize your nasal passages and really be able to thin out the mucus. I also like to do when I'm in the shower, take it with a hot shower, is just taking some eucalyptus essential oil and putting that on the floor, like just some drops right along the floor can be very helpful. And then if you have a diffuser as well, you can have that going as well, just out in your bedroom or in your office. Another thing you can add to your toolkit is gargle with salt water. So gargling with salt water, it's simple and it's a way to really soothe a sore throat and clear mucus. To do this, simply dissolve half a teaspoon of salt in 8 ounces of warm water. Take a sip, tilt your chin up, and gargle for 15 seconds or as long as you can. Then spit it out and repeat with the rest of the salt water. And then you'll want to sip a cup of tea. That is also something that you can have in your toolkit. I absolutely love teas. Warm liquids soothe sore throats and they help break up congestion as well. So fresh ginger tea with honey and lemon, that's a very popular choice for colds and flu. Throat coat tea, which I also have inside the guide, is good to have on hand. It contains herbs like slippery elm, so it is one of my go-to favorites as well. All right, so I have some questions about this topic that were sent in to me, and we're going to go ahead and go through those. So one question is, if I do everything right, why do I still get sick sometimes? So getting sick occasionally, it's actually normal and it's even healthy. Your immune system is designed to adapt and strengthen your exposure. So most of the time, your immune system wins the battle before you even notice symptoms. But things like high stress, sleep is low, or nutrients levels they dip, your defenses take a temporary hit there. So oftentimes you could be being exposed to new viruses, new bacteria, and things like that. But know that when you're exposed to them, your body's actually getting stronger. And what's important is reducing the frequency and severity of illness and then speeding up recovery, which is exactly what daily habits, nutrition, gut health strategies that we talked about today help you do. So make sure to get the guide. All right, here's a question. What are the very first signs my immune system is struggling? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so early signs can be, and these might be things that you're not even thinking of, but needing caffeine to function, waking up tired even after you had that 7 to 9 hours of sleep, getting sick more than twice a year. If you have wounds on your body that are slow to heal, that can be assigned as well. Increased sugar cravings, digestive issues. So we talked about that today. If you're not pooping and pooping good and regularly, that's an issue. If you're bloating after meals, that's an issue. Some people bloat with just drinking water. Those are issues. And then also just feeling inflamed or puffy. These are all like yellow lights. Okay. So they're not necessarily right at that red light, right? But they're signals to focus on your sleep, your nutrition, your hydration, and stress reduction. Hormones checked, find out what's going on underneath the surface with a lot of things when it comes to toxins. Like we can test for those things when we're looking at your nutrient levels. We can test for things with your gut, all of those different types of things. Very important to look at that, because there may just be some things brewing under the surface that's stressing your body. And remember, stress weakens your immune system. So here's a question. We did cover this today, but I'll go over it again. How much sleep do I really need to support immunity? So 7 to 9 hours, okay? Research shows that people who sleep less than 7 hours are twice as likely to catch a cold. Sleep is when your body produces cytokines. These are chemical messengers that really help fight infection. So if your schedule is chaotic, even adding 20 to 30 minutes more sleep can significantly boost your immune resilience. So try to get it in. And again, if you're having trouble sleeping, getting to sleep, you're wired and tired at night, there may be something going on with your hormones there that you need to get checked out. All right, so how do I support my immune system if I'm under chronic stress? Okay, so chronic stress suppresses white blood cells, specifically T cells and natural killer cells, leaving you more vulnerable to infection. So remember, stress weakens your immune system. When you're stressed out, the goal isn't to eliminate stress, okay? We're not going to be able to do that, okay? Life is always going to life. But what you can do is create micro doses of recovery throughout your day. So taking deep breaths, stepping outside away from your desk for 2 to 3 minutes, stretching, turning off notifications temporarily. Every time these notifications go off on our phone, it sends stress signals through our bodies. So even though they're just like minor little things, they're just like another thing, right? So turning off your notifications can be helpful. Saying no to protect your bandwidth can be very, very helpful. I work a lot with my clients on this, okay? Because when it comes to your hormones, a lot of that and has to do with stress. And a lot of times we may be saying yes to the things that we need to say no to. So I'm at a stage in my life where I'm really listening to my body. I'm listening to my intuition, my gut, right? And what I really want to say yes to. Those are the things that I say yes to. So if it's like a full yes, like yes, I want to do that, I do it. If part of me is like, no, I'm learning to say no because it doesn't really benefit anyone. If I'm saying yes to something, then I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And for some people, when you're doing that, you're saying yes when you really want to say no, and then you're resentful, you're tired, you feel overburdened, you have too much on your plate. Like no one's winning when you're in that situation. Okay. So those are some of the things that you can do, because even simple shifts can restore immune strength. Next question is about supplements. What should I keep at home during cold and flu season? So whether it is my supplement or someone else's, really elderberry, echinacea, astragalus, andrographis, those are all great things. Elderberry has that antiviral effect, reduces severity and duration of a cold. Echinacea helps lower those respiratory or the risk of respiratory infections. Astragalus helps support white blood cell production. Andrographis reduces cold duration and inflammation as well. So these are great to keep on hand so you can respond quickly at the first sign of these symptoms. And it's exactly what I do in my house. Next question is, what do I do if I feel a cold coming on? Well, I definitely jump for my supplements, immune support, all of those types of things. And then I start to increase hydration, especially fluids. Gargle with salt water if there's anything going on in my nose or throat. Steam showers, eucalyptus, humidifiers, all of those are great. And then rest. I would say that rest is the most underrated immune strategy. And it's one of the most important things that you can be doing to support the healing process within your body and to shorten the duration of these symptoms. Next question is, what food should I absolutely avoid when I'm trying to support immunity? So anything that creates inflammation or burdens the immune system should be avoided, especially when you're not feeling well. So sugary foods, processed snacks, fried foods, refined grains, these foods spike insulin and suppress immune cell activity. So the exact opposite of what you really want. So remember, focus on whole, colorful, nutrient-dense foods. And this is one of the fastest and best ways to strengthen your immunity. And it is what God designed. It's what was provided to us in nature. Next question is a good one. So how do I strengthen my immune system and my hormones at the same time? So this is where functional medicine comes in. So everything is connected. So remember, in functional medicine, we're always looking at what's really going on underneath the surface. So an example I always give is, let's say that you have a headache, you can take a Tylenol or Advil or anything, whatever your choice is, to help that headache go away, but you did not have a headache because you have a Tylenol deficiency. There's something else going on inside the body. So in functional medicine, we really take the time to go underneath the surface and figure out what's really going on and get to the root cause of those issues. So when it comes to your immune system, a lot of the same habits that help support immunity also support hormone balance. So better sleep equals balanced cortisol, and that also equals stronger immunity. Nutrient dense foods, that helps produce better hormones as well. Stress reduction, which is huge. Remember, stress weakens your immune system. It also sends your adrenal glands into overdrive. And your adrenal glands is what produces cortisol, which is the stress hormone, which then affects all the other hormones, especially your sex hormones. So it's very important to keep estrogen and progesterone in balance. But when our body's stressed out, the last thing, like our body in nature, if there was a bear running after us, the last thing our body would think to do is like, now's a good time to have a baby, right? No, our body's thinking about safety. It's thinking about getting away from this bear, eliminating the danger. But if our body senses that it's always in danger and it's always having to protect ourselves and we're in this constant fight or flight, that's going to affect our other hormones because our body's thinking, nope, we got to get a glucose out to her legs so she can run. It's having to produce all of these things. It's even when it comes to digesting your food, it's like, okay, now's not the time for that, right? We've got to keep her safe. So stress reduction is very important. And one thing that I teach with my clients is really widening your stress resiliency. So life is always going to life, right? But we've got to be able to handle it better. Okay. So I liken it to that if we were going down a river and you're white river rafting and then you're just like bumping up against the walls, boom, 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 right? What we want to do is we want to widen those banks. So then as you're going down that river, as life is happening, you're not feeling the effects of the stress as deeply, or it's not just completely wiping you out, right? So stress reduction is very important. And really increasing that zone of resiliency is more of the way that I like to do it. And then hydration improves detoxification. It helps lower inflammation. All of that is important for hormone health. So when the body is supported in one system, everything else elevates. And then last question here is, getting sick ever a sign of something deeper going on? It can be. So frequent or prolonged illness may signal nutrient deficiencies like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, selenium, several different things, magnesium. That's one of the first very important nutrients that goes when our bodies is stressed. Magnesium gets eaten up very quickly. So high stress load could be a sign here. Poor gut health, chronic inflammation, sleep deprivation, blood sugar instability. All of those are different types of things that can show that there might be something deeper going on. So if you're getting sick often or you're not recovering well, that's when deeper functional lab testing that can become very helpful. All right. So in today's episode, we have covered a lot when it comes to understanding your immune system on a deeper level and what to do and what not to do. So I giving you practical steps to protect your energy and your immune system in this season. And if you like this, if it was helpful, then I've created a guide for you. You can just click the link in the description section. It is the Immune Health Guide. It's full of all the links that I talked about to different research articles or different products or things that I like to use for myself or with my family. It's beautifully designed, easy to follow, and it gives you everything that we covered today and more. So if you're a woman who's ready to stop guessing and truly start fixing the root cause behind your fatigue, your inflammation, or your hormonal symptoms, then now is the perfect time to subscribe to this channel, like it, share it, do all the things, because it really helps get more information. It helps me get more information out to the women who really need this information. So here's the thing, your body was designed for resilience. Let's help you honor that design and feel powerful, healthy, and fully alive again. Thank you.